This is why we have flooding here. Water needs to enter the soil. Where will it enter if everyone is paving? But if we had a small, everyone has, these things, is about doing them collectively. When I say plant a tree, you're like, what does this tree add? Because you're looking at yourself as one.
It's not luck, it's what we prove. We are the success theory, we rise as one. Under one mission, our work becomes.
Welcome to the Success Theory Talk Show. I'm your host, Dorothy Kamarunga. Today we are going to be talking about something that concerns all of us, the air we breathe. Today, joining me is Dr. Alex from KCCA, who will be telling us about a campaign that has been launched to raise awareness of air quality in our city. He'll be sharing with us what the campaign is all about and how we can all be part of the change. Welcome to the show. Tell us more about yourself and tell us what this campaign is all about and what inspired it.
Thank you. My name is Dr. Alex Njabachila. I work with the Kampala Capital City Authority as a supervisor for medical services. That spans, on all factors related to our well-being and health in the city. Health, health is not just mere absence of disease. It's all factors that can affect you, including what we are going to talk about today, the air that we breathe. We all breathe. We are never aware that we are breathing. I actually encourage you, if you start feeling that you're breathing and you can feel it, you're sick. No one knows they are breathing. So let's unpack that and see how can the community come in. How can everybody out there come in to participate in cleaning the air that we all collectively breathe? Remember, just like you can have a bottle of clean water, you will never have a bottle of clean air. Air is just out there. We can only clean it collectively, and then we breathe it when it's clean. Our campaign is about that, just cleaning the air to make sure we are able to breathe clean air.
What inspired this campaign?
Wow, that's an important question. So from, what science has helped us with is to be able to measure what would have been unable to measure and attach a value like 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 and put it on a scale to show you that 1 is better than 2. For instance, if it is in class performance, D1 is better than D2. But in terms of scores, 90 is better than 70. So we are able to measure air, the air quality or air pollution, attach a value and tell you that this air is good or this air is bad for human consumption. Now, based on the data we have been collecting from 2019, we've been measuring because we have air quality monitors all over the city, and we have seen that the air we are breathing is dirty, it is polluted, and we cannot clean it alone. Everybody needs to come on board to clean it. Like we'll discuss later, when you look at the sources of what pollutes it, then you realize that everybody needs to be on board if we are to clean it. So our inspiration, our encouragement, our motivation is from the results that we see, showing that the air that the Kampala population breathes is very dirty.
So currently the air that we are breathing in Kampala is very dirty.
Can I shed more light on how dirty it is? It is important to compare.
Yes, please.
Okay. So World Health Organization, which is in charge of the health of people all over the world, put cutoffs for how the air quality should be in different settings. I need to state that there is no pollution that is accepted. Everyone should note that air should be clean with no pollutant. But because we know that there is man interacting with nature, we know that some things have to come into the air and they pollute it. So what the Health Organization has given us a cutoff where you should not go beyond. Now, the air in Kampala sometimes is 10 times worse. Yes, depending on where you're measuring, because the air in Kororo is not the same as the air, for instance, in downtown, the air on the traffic junction, the air in an informal settlement. But on average, we are about 5 to 10 times worse than what we should be breathing. So that's how dirty the air is. Much as the people walking on the streets are very clean. The cars are so clean.
Exactly. And even the air looks clean.
The air looks clean because that air For air to be that cannot be seen with a naked eye. It
Yeah.
is seen with an air pollution monitor that measures. And let me tell you, air may look very clear, very clean, but will be so dirty when you look at what the monitor is reading. And surprisingly, air can actually be smelly, but not polluted. Yeah. Because not all smell is not a pollutant that injures health from the air pollution angle.
Is that true?
Yeah, that's very true. So the monitors can't measure pollution. For them, they measure the particles in the air that can access your bloodstream through the lungs. And remember, whatever enters blood can reach any body part. Is there any body part that doesn't receive blood?
No.
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 So whatever can get through the lungs and into blood gets into any body part and can cause effects anywhere. But here is the biggest problem. If you're living in a very polluted area, you start getting effects of air pollution even before you are delivered, when you are in your mother's womb. Remember, every living thing requires air, requires oxygen. Babies get oxygen from their mothers. So they get pollutants straight from the mothers.
Wow.
And what do we do at home level? The man is watching TV or reading newspaper while the pregnant woman is cooking and breathing polluted air. So your baby at arrival, at birth, is already breathing polluted air. So we just have to clean it. That's the only option.
Okay, so when we talk about air pollution, many people don't understand the level to which we are affected. From your medical perspective, how bad is the situation in Kampala?
The situation is very bad if I use English. Very bad. In fact, I would say, let's stop breathing because what we are breathing is bad. But since like I said, when you're breathing, you are not even aware that you're breathing. It is happening.
Yeah.
It happens on its own. So I won't tell anyone stop breathing. But it is we are 8 times more polluted than we are supposed to be, about 10 times. That's point number one. But importantly, our readings for all the monitors, we have over 48 stations in the city, measuring every 90 seconds, they take a reading. So you can imagine we have so many readings per day. And the readings range between 30 and 60, depending on the location, 30 and 60 micrograms per meter cubed of particulate matter 2.5. Now, particulate matter 2.5 is the main pollutant of concern because it is the one that can pass from air in the lungs into blood. And then when it gets into blood, it causes health complications. So it's the one we measure. Also, other pollutants like gases from cars, like the nitrogen dioxides, sulfur dioxides, carbon monoxide, and many other gases, they tend to be converted into PM 2.5, that particulate matter 2.5, which is the one we measure. So measuring particulate matter 2.5 gives you the best idea. It is closest to the truth of what your air pollution looks like. And it is the one we use to calculate the air quality. When it is very high, the quality of the air is poor. When it is very low, the quality of air is good. And we transform that into color codes. So when you look at the monitor, if you go, for instance, to the KCCA website, where the air pollution data is displayed, live data, meanwhile, you can see what you're breathing right now. You will find color codes because we want to help everyone, including those who cannot read. But also those who read, we don't want them to take a lot of time interpreting. So they will see color codes from green to yellow, to orange, to red, to purple. Meaning that the air quality is green. That's okay. They're like traffic lights. Go, do your exercises, breathe. It's okay. When it's yellow, it's like a warning. Get ready. It may worsen, it may affect, it may not affect you. You can still go about your business. But now when it becomes orange, red, purple, that's very bad air, where we encourage you to avoid traffic congestions, to avoid areas that are very dusty, because that's not air that we encourage you to breathe.
So earlier on, you had talked about the fact that the air quality also depends on where you are living, right? So what makes air quality better in maybe a certain place and then not good in a certain place? So let's say, for instance, downtown and Kololo.
That one takes
Which
us to the
place
sources.
has better air quality.
Yes, that takes us to the sources. Now, the sources of air pollution tend to be more common in certain areas than in others. Before I come to the trees and how the green helps us. Now, for Kampala, we are aware that our point number one, lion's share of who pollutes Kampala is traffic.
Yeah.
Or transportation sector. Call it transportation sector. Our dusty roads, our old cars, our many cars, our traffic jam, our borders. By the way, before I forget, let me tell you that a motorcycle, like Boxer or Kinky, when they call Kinky, pollutes as much as a diesel bus that carries 67 passengers. Yes, because of the engine type, the two-stroke engine cannot combust fuel fully. So it's like equivalent to something that carries 67 passengers, yet it carries just 201 passenger. So that's our point number one. Our point number two is biomass burning for cooking. This is charcoal, firewood, and you've seen that. You've seen our colleagues cooking on the streets, cooking in their homes, cooking everywhere, cooking in institutions like schools, hospitals, and many others, where they use wood fuel. They either use charcoal or they use firewood, thereby polluting the environment. The third is industries. We want to industrialize. Of course, it's important to be industrialized, but the technologies we use, the factories, the way we work on emissions pollutes us. The other one that we have seen common also is burning of waste. Instead of people using our available waste collection methods, you've seen our trucks and other service providers, they prefer to burn the waste in the backyard. Now, just imagine everyone is burning their waste everywhere. That causes pollution. Now, when you look at those causes and you look at Kampala City, even you now, you can know where is waste likely to be burnt. Is it in Kolono? Is it in Katanga? Where are cars likely to be congested? Those are going to be junctions on the roads. Where are factories? So if a monitor is placed in a place where evening street cooking is very common, then you know that in the evening when everyone gets out to do business, it is going to be reading bad air. Contrary, the places that have trees, for instance, that are heavily green and forested, the trees help with absorption of these pollutants. But also tend to be areas that have fewer people, so you don't have all this activity I have talked about. So as a result, those are less polluted. So I can give you an example. If you go and take readings in Makerere, Makerere is one of the places that reads lowest air pollution or the best air quality. Places say in Kororo, where that are forested, in the where they play, is it golf? Golf course.
Yeah, golf course.
Places that have trees, they would have less. Where roads are well tarmacked and traffic more streamlined and road behavior very good. That's why you see we are signaling many junctions. Because we know that you would rather be temporarily stopped and you can even switch off your engine because the traffic light is still red. When it turns green, I ignite my engine again. As opposed to being on a roundabout where the engine is on because you're not sure what next. So the sources I've talked about give you an idea where pollution is worst and where pollution is okay. And that also varies with time of the day. When everyone is on a road to go for work, pollution will be very high along all the busy roads. When they all settle in offices, it goes down because the source is not there. In the evening, it comes back again.
So you talked about people are resuming to, they've always done waste burning. So I think it's a question of, is it affordable for me to pay for garbage collection, or should I just get my waste and just burn it in the backyard? How would you tell the people that are watching us, how would they change their mindset towards, using the KCCA services or these other waste collection services? Because some people might argue and say that it's too expensive for me. Why should I be spending 10, 15 and above thousand a month for somebody to collect my rubbish? Yet I can actually just burn it in my backyard.
Yeah, let me tell you, waste generation is a function of your socio-economic status. To break that down further, the richer you are, the more waste you generate. Waste comes from consumption. Okay. So you will less likely find someone who has generated waste who cannot manage the waste. Because how are you generating it? Waste comes from expenditure. True or false? You want to get waste without spending, buying food, and you have remains. You get my point. So I would love to say that and to let everyone know that you can't generate waste when you have not spent. That is not to say that handling waste is so cheap. No, that is to say that it is affordable to manage your waste that you've generated from your expenses. What have we done as KCCA? This city has been clustered. You and me know where the sort of those who have less money stay and those who have more money stay. It's a public secret, we all know. So when we are structuring routes where our truck should collect for free, we put those factors in consideration. Where our people with less ability to pay for waste collection stay, that is where KCCA focuses on collecting waste completely free. All they need to do is to just avail the waste and we shall take it away.
Really?
Yes.
So why aren't people actually getting onto this bandwagon?
That is why we have this campaign. Maybe some of them are not even aware.
I feel so.
So telling them that some of our trucks collect waste free of charge in many areas actually. And we send this information to their local leaders. You've seen many cleanups when we go to the community and clean with them and bring trucks, take this waste free of charge. Then the areas where we think there is relative ability somehow to pay, then those have been structured in such a way that we have approved good service providers who can take your waste at a very small fee and very regularly. To ensure that you're not burning waste, giving your children, allergy and polluting the environment. But that aside, we also, in this campaign, we're encouraging, you must have seen our campaign of Tokola Error. Don't make an error. Because waste is money. Why are you burning a plastic bottle? You're burning money. Who burns money?
True.
Because waste is being recycled. Even the organic waste, there are so many farmers looking for it. So we are preaching the gospel of, can you reduce waste at home by sorting it? Put what can decompose here. You may find someone has a goat and wants his goat to eat your husks, but you want to mix them with kavera, with plastics. There's someone who wants a plastic, but when he finds it mixed with banana peelings, he will refuse. So we are saying, sort it, reduce it, recycle it. You get it? Repurpose it. You may have a goat and husks, and you're not aware that your goat is just there waiting to get food. You are still giving me all this as waste. Yet you would have just repurposed and reduced and recycled at home. And at the end of the day, if I would have picked 20 kilograms from your home, I am going to pick 3 kilograms because the rest have all been used again.
So which areas are you picking the rubbish for free as KCCA?
The city is so big, it is 183 square kilometers. It's area, but divided into 5 divisions. So we further go to the divisions and with the local leaders in the division and our technical teams, divide the settlements based on their relative ability. And these factors are usually very easy to see who can manage waste. You can see at housing conditions, look at the type of work they are doing. Now, if someone really works also where they live, that person is not as rich as someone who works away from where they live. This one who just gets out of the house and puts the merchandise outside and starts working. Those are people we focus on. So in short, we focus on informal settlements. We focus on public places. But like markets where the people there, it's an economic activity, we ask them to contribute as we pick the waste. And then public places like our schools, our hospitals, all that waste is taken free of charge. Then a few areas that we think are slightly upscale, we show them that this is the person to work with. The one that is pre-qualified and approved by National Environment Management Authority, that you have trained people, you have capacity to handle waste. That's the same thing we do with medical waste. We have licensed companies with NEMA that handle hazardous waste. Have you ever thought about things like placenta when someone delivers? Where do these go? Gloves, things we use in Ebola. We have licensed companies that will pick this waste from the health facilities. But the health facility needs to pay because it's a business. When you go to the hospital. But we show you the right one to work with. When we hear a counterfeit, a quack collecting your waste, we swing in action and ask them to stop. because we know they have no capacity. They are the ones who may take and burn it or throw it in a drainage channel.
So how does KCCA intend to turn this campaign into real impact for real ordinary people?
So what KCCA is doing, like I've told you, we've been monitoring and looking at the air pollution trends for the city since 2019, since the times of COVID. But we are, to a large extent, sure that the community is not looking at this data. So while we are worried, the community is not worried because it's not aware.
Absolutely.
So what we want to do, and thank you for hosting me, is to work with like-minded people like you and others to make sure that we tell people that this information is available, is here, and it is yours. This network was set up using public money, using people's money, using your money. You are entitled to it 100%. You can take a look at it, see the air you're breathing, and see whether you want to remain the same or if you want to cause a difference. Like I have said, the air is bad. So if it is bad, and I tell you that you have a role, you have already told me, and everyone else actually knows that it can cause disease. It increases coughs where there is no infection. It increases asthmatic attacks for people who already have like asthma. You would not have had an attack, but because the pollution is so high on that day, you get attacks. We know that it causes very bad birth outcomes. Mothers breathe bad air the entire pregnancy. They will produce small children, no more children with small brains, children who would, a child smiles at 4 weeks, but you can have yours smiling at 2 months just because of the effects of the child from the air pollution. Okay? You can have other diseases related to the system, the cardiovascular system, the heart, the hypertension, or what people usually call high blood pressure. In some cases, it worsens other chronic diseases, like if you have any respiratory disease, air pollution will worsen it. I can guarantee you. And in Kampala, we did a study here and found that about 20% of the death that happens can be linked to air pollution. I was home, I was okay, I took lunch with, in the evening, I started getting attacks, they took me to hospital and I died. Because the air quality actually was not good in the area. So now that if you know that this affects your health, dear people, the only thing that you have, the most important thing we all have is life. And not just life, but quality life. You don't want to be in Marago, admitted, and you are proud because you have life. No. You want to have high quality life like the one you have today, that you're very productive. And I tell you that this affects your health. I think you should take action. Because when will you take action? When it is for your money? You must take action when something is against your life. And air pollution is against your life. So I implore you to take action. And the actions are many, and we're going to talk about them. Because this is one of those few scenarios where the community has a multiple range of actions to take to contribute to government efforts.
So now that you talk about the actions, what are the, can you tell us 5 key actions someone seated in their sitting room right now or watching us from wherever they're watching us on TV, their tablet, their phone, what actions can that person take? That person, me included, what actions can we take?
I want to start with those who can afford actions.
Yeah.
Then I'll go to those who can take actions with difficulty.
Yeah.
If you are able to own a car, you are able to maintain the car. So I request you to maintain your car according to the manufacturer's instructions. He said, maintain this engine like XYZ. He said, don't remove catalytic converter because that is the one that helps us with pollutants from the exhaust pipes. He says, don't put diesel in a petrol engine. Don't put petrol in a diesel engine. Some of our drivers do that. When you maintain your car very well like that, the exhaust emissions from the pipe are what the manufacturer expected. They will be less hazardous, so it will release less pollution. Anyone who owns a car, please, you are able to maintain that car according to manufacturer's guidelines. And I request you, I'm on my knees. Do that. I am on my knees. If you have a car, maintain your car according to manufacturer's instructions. That is step number 1, to curb down transport. Because I'm not going to say don't drive your car. Now, there are others who can afford. We encourage them to take on electric mobility. Let them move away from gasoline cars and buy electric cars. They are readily available here. They are being produced here. And the mechanics are also here. For there are also cheaper options. It may be less beautiful, but less polluting. Not beautiful on the outside, but very beautiful on the inside. It's not injuring anyone's life. For the motorcycle riders who have borders that consume petrol, I encourage them to transition to electric. They will see the magic because it costs just about 1.5 million more. But you will never buy fuel again. And the swap stations for batteries are there. Just 1.5 million difference, and you never buy fuel. Versus spending that one, saving that 1.5, and then you're going to buy fuel all your life. You get within 1 year, you would have driven 1.5 million. I'm sure.
Yeah.
So I encourage them to transition to that. For those who have homes, and the reason they are still using charcoal and firewood is because Ruombo tastes wonderful when cooked with charcoal. I am telling you that is wrong. It's a lie. That food tastes the same. And I implore you to try cooking using clean energy. Use electricity, use biogas, use LPG, the one what we call gas. In fact, apart from the initial investment of gas, of cooking using gas. I want to use gas because when I say LPG, it's sometimes liquefied petroleum. It disturbs people. We call it gas. It's what they know. Apart from the initial cost of buying the cooker and the cylinder, refilling is cheaper than using charcoal.
I discovered that the other day. I realized at home.
And from the time the president signed an executive order banning charcoal, using charcoal is illegal.
Is it?
Yes, you're not aware. Ensure you're not arrested. You're not caught off guard. That is the reason why charcoal prices even went up.
Yes.
Because it is an illegal business. It is smuggling. It's equivalent to smuggling.
Okay.
No one is expected to be dealing in charcoal. So because of that, the prices are so high. For electricity, this is what they call a cooking tariff. I'm not an expert in electricity, but I discovered this recently. When I said, no, now I'm even moving off from gas, I'm going to be cooking using electricity. When you reach a certain point and you enter into the cooking tariff, you are cooking like you're using someone who cheaper than charcoal. That's what I'm trying to say. But also importantly, we need to learn how to live cheaply or inexpensively. There are cooking technologies. Even with the source of energy itself, there are also more cooking technologies. Let's interest ourselves in knowing these. There are pressure cookers where you just put on electricity and in 40 minutes, beans are ready. 40 minutes. How much power can you use in 40 minutes? You get it? Very little power. You're not going to use a unit, which is about, even if it's 700, you're using 700 shillings to cook beans. Will you use charcoal of 700 to cook beans? You won't.
No.
So the technologies, we need to think about the technologies. These technologies also work for those who are using charcoal, by the way. The more charcoal you burn, the more pollution you cause. Therefore, if I have a pressure cooker that uses charcoal, I'm going to pollute the environment less than someone who doesn't have that good cooking technology. Because my beans are going to get ready in 30 minutes or 40 minutes. While the other ones without technology will get ready in 2 hours. So who is polluting more? There are also improved cook stoves. Now I'm going to those who cannot afford these things I was talking about. But they can afford a better stove.
Yeah.
Better sigiri. Call it sigiri in our language. You know that sigiri is not just saving the environment. It is also saving your charcoal because it burns charcoal more.
Oh.
It generates more energy from every piece of charcoal. So eventually you use less charcoal, you pollute the environment less. I want to move on to those who are burning waste. Burning waste kills you yourself there directly because as you burn it, you breathe the fumes. I don't know how many. I'm sure you have ever smelled the smell of a caveira burnt, a plastic. The smell alone is what we call a pungent smell. This is a smell that enters you and enters your nose and you choke immediately. What we need to do when it reaches the cells inside. So I'm imploring those to desist from doing that and use our waste collection methods. But importantly also to recycle the waste. Don't use the plastic once. If it can be used 3, 4, 5 times. In the first place, why did you buy the plastic that you're going to use once? We discourage single-use plastics. A jerrycan can be used for 2, 3, 4 years, and I can't blame you for having it. You will produce the environment less. But you don't want to leave your home with a bottle of drinking water. Then on the road, you buy water. And after drinking the water, you throw away the bottle. Why didn't you come with water from home? You have a bottle, okay? You know you're going to do shopping. Why didn't you go with a bag? You have a bag at home. I mean, an empty bag. I put my things. I go back home. So that when I am there, I don't bring more waste home. Those measures can help us to reduce the waste we are bringing home, ultimately helping us to reduce the waste we have to give away. There is one thing I needed to add, by the way. The Ministry of Works has finalized plans of inspecting cars. The inspection for roadworthiness will also include in the measurement of what your exhaust pipe releases. If they find that it is polluting the environment, your car will be declared not to be roadworthy. That's an additional measure we are putting.
Once a car is coming in the country,
the cars on the roads will be required to be inspected yearly. That will help to see the mechanical conditions that you don't go and use a taxi and accidents and other things. But in addition, they were kind enough to add something to do with pollution. Because we all need to do something to make the situation better. So they will also measure what is getting out of your exhaust pipe. So if you're a car owner, start maintaining the car very well now before those things start. Because imagine your car is all okay except the exhaust that is polluting, and then they say, no, you can't drive this car. They will not give you the license to be on the road until you go and flush your engine and work on it, and it starts raising what is acceptable. And that's a very important, it's an important action. So we encourage them we commend them for doing that.
Yeah, that's a great initiative. Sometimes people think pollution is someone else's problem. How is this campaign going to help people understand that it is each and everyone's responsibility?
You know, there's what we call social desirability bias in science. If you send young women to interview young men about how much they earn every month, your guess of the answers is as good as mine. There's no young man who can tell a young woman that he's earning little money. You know that? Yeah. So it is easy to say that it's I'm not the one causing it. I'm not the one. But look here. You don't mind about pollution. It minds about you. You will breathe. Like I said, you are breathing right now. You don't even know. You can't even stop. You can't control it. So now, even if I'm not the owner of the factory that is now causing the pollution in the area, I am concerned because I'm breathing the air. But also I have demonstrated that as long as you're a living thing, you're doing something for. If you're not burning waste, you're not repairing your car well, you're using charcoal, you're using firewood, you're doing something that causes pollution. So I want to let you know that. And you're working in the evening. Do you want me as KCCA to come and say, I don't want everyone on the road to work? No. So why don't you transition to electricity? And government is there to support you to say, no, we can provide. You must have seen those street vendors in the evening who use electricity. You've seen them.
Yes, I've seen
quite
them.
a number.
A number.
The others are not coping.
Yes.
They are insisting on.
Government is supporting them.
I am not sure if it is supporting them to what extent, because government support comes from in different angles.
Okay.
It could give you capital, like in this parish development model, or a Myoga, or in Tandekwa scheme, you know, those many things that have been put up to support the youth and women. And then in the process, you find that some of the conditions are that, no, we don't want you to deal in the foreign businesses like charcoal because it's illegal. Okay. We don't expect you to use it on the street because you are going to pollute the environment. So in a way, it supports you indirectly like that to do a smart business like that one. So about knowing that you have a role in air pollution control or in promoting air quality, good air quality in the city. I have already talked about the sources, and I expect that wherever you're seated, you've seen where you are a source. You are either a worker, or your motorcycle, or at home, or on the street, or selling charcoal, or burning waste. If you are doing any of those, you're contributing. And I ask you to change we can collectively do something.
Yeah, sure.
There are people that I have talked about trees. We are keen to say that government has cut trees here, government has given away forest here. And I commend that because it means that we are awake and aware as citizens. That's very excellent. But at your home, in your life, where you have the means and abilities, how many trees have you planted for us? How many trees have you planted for mankind? Or I may even ask, how many trees have you cut? Because some of you are dealing in cutting trees as the business. You cut, you don't repress, you don't encourage people to even repress. We know that some people are doing forestry as business. They plant trees and 10 years later they cut. But are they repressing? In your home around Kampala metropolitan area, I want to challenge you who is watching me. How many trees do you have in your compound? And are they important trees? You know you can have fruits as well as trees. They are fruits. Use number one, nutrition for your children and yourself is sorted. They are also helping us to absorb these pollutants and release oxygen for us. But you go to homes and there is no green at all. People don't want mud. They don't want, they pave everywhere. But then they come and say, why are you cutting trees? Kindly plant 1 or 2 trees in your compound. It will help a lot. Just imagine every household or every building you see in the city has an associated tree. Imagine if each building in Kampala here had 1 tree. So we would have a forest.
Is it any tree or is there some types of trees that
there are some types of trees that we encourage?
And which ones?
But any tree is useful. Any tree will absorb some carbon. But we prefer broad leaves, big leaves, if I may say.
So which trees would that be?
I don't think I know the names of the trees. But the moment you see a tree that is not these ones that they die off in 1 year like weed or what, one that you can plant and nurture into an adult and it has broad leaves, big leaves. Those are the trees we prefer for purposes of working on the environment.
Okay, now I feel better about myself because we have a lot of green at home. A lot.
Plant more. And I am sure you get wonderful comments from people when they see the green.
Sure.
But I don't understand why they don't do it. It's easy to do. It's actually even very inexpensive. Instead of paving, you do your grass little and put some trees. It's cheaper, yet more friendly to the environment. And can I tell you again, this is why we have flooding here. Water needs to enter the soil. Where will it enter if everyone is paving? But if we had a small, everyone has, you know, these things is about doing them collectively. When I say plant a tree, you're like, what does this tree add? Because you're looking at yourself as one. We are 45 million people in this country, almost 50. Imagine each household that you know had 1 tree and had 1, 2, 3 meters squared of green space in their homes. Collectively, that is a lot of green space. Let's stop looking at things at an individual level. Let's look at, if I did this at an individual level, what would it contribute to society? And encourage your friend to also do. If you have 4 children, give each of them a tree. That's what I do at my home. Each child has a tree that they nurture every day. If you want to say they are in love, cut it or propose replacement.
Wow.
And I have managed to have my trees and my flowers looked after that way because everyone owns a certain tree. They are in love with it and I tell them this was when you were 3. Now see how it looks like. You are also like that. You get? So we collectively, I feel we can do something. And I call upon the public, the community. Let's collectively, not look at the individual level behavior that is bad. And you think that, I'm just alone. No. Someone else is also burning waste. Another one is also burning. They are thinking they are the only ones burning. And collectively, we are burning ourselves off.
This campaign feels very people-centered. How are you bringing communities, schools, different communities together for one purpose of clean air? Because I've seen you've also done you've done such a great work on ground, putting together universities, getting all these young people involved, getting everybody at different levels. How are you doing this?
So what we've done, you know, KCCA's approach to service delivery is generally community-led, community-centered. We've over time discovered, and I can give you an example, or I can ask you a simple question. Why do you think that someone cannot smoke in a taxi or in a bus? There is no Uganda police, there is no army there. But have you ever seen someone smoking in a bus?
No, come
They
to
cannot.
think of it.
Yeah, no one
Everyone will
allow
say
you.
no, don't do that. Don't.
Exactly. So
it can't
yes,
happen.
so community-led enforcement is
Yeah.
the best way. And did you know that the community can arrest you and take you to police?
Yes.
They don't even need the
or
RC1
even
chairperson.
punish you
No,
themselves.
or even punish you there and it ends there. You
Yeah.
get it? So we are aware that is the model that works best and is also the most inexpensive.
Mm.
So we entered the communities a while ago, even before this campaign started, and have what we call air quality champions, community champions. They're at community level. In every parish, in every village. We have people we work with. We've given them more information about this subject and have asked them to raise this awareness in their communities. There's a proverb in our language where they say that a preacher does not have respect where he's born.
Yeah, sure.
But here we know that when you are speaking to the people you stay with, they will feel shy. They will feel shy to do that behavior that you talk to them, discouraging it. If I told you that burning waste is not good and it's doing X, Y, Z, and me and you agree, then tomorrow you will have to find a way to ensure you will burn when I'm not around, because you will be shy. These are adults. You'll be like, hey, gentleman, yesterday told me that burning waste is not good. We agreed, we stop. And now where do I burn from?
Yeah.
So we are also using that kind of behavioral change strategy. So we use the community to speak to themselves. We have these champions. We've trained them, given them more information, given them the mobile app where they can access the data, shown them where they can get the data. We carefully select them to make sure that they have a mobile phone. So their approach is to first show you the air pollution where you are there and then. And they tend to do that when there are spikes and they show you because you are now burning your waste.
So you can access that app in real time, or it's only for the ambassadors?
It's like that. No. Everyone now.
Anyone,
for instance,
I can also do that now?
Yes. We partnered with Makerere University.
Okay.
And we have the app on Google Play Store.
What is the app called?
It's called Airco.
Airco.
Yes. So when you enter, you look for when you download it and install it like any usual app.
Okay.
Then click on it. It will show you locations in Kampala. Select the location you want, where you are interested, and see what the air quality is. And it's live data. Doesn't show historical data. It is showing you what you're breathing there and then.
So the app is Airco, like Air CO.
Yeah, Air QO.
QO.
Yes.
Okay.
You can also visit the KCCA website. The live data is also there. You see an icon of air quality data. And it's also live data. We are trying to use whoever is available to help us to get this data to the people. It belongs to the people. They need to use it and take action. So these air quality champions move home to home, village to village, hotspot to hotspot. In addition to other information we give them, they talk about air pollution. And it has worked because we've networked them on WhatsApp groups, because you know that WhatsApp and social media has taken over.
Yeah.
So they send us this information in real time that I have been here, there's this and this, these people need additional intervention. Then now we send more technical, because you can imagine when they go like to the factory. The factory people may need someone higher because they have environmental officers. Then their KCCA now swings in action. We speak to them. We understand each other. But at community level, they are doing well. Aside that, we are also engaging policymakers from this is a multi-sector issue. You have had the ACAS, there's energy, Ministry of Energy, Ministry of Transport, Ministry of Health. So we are speaking to all these to have them on board to activate the mechanisms they work with all the way to community level to send this information through their networks. We are also going to run a social media campaign. We have been developing materials. They are ready to make sure we take over social media, and we shall work with you and many other people who know how to saturate things, to circulate information to those who may not know that air pollution is real and bad. Because some people take action just on knowing that actually there is an issue and this is my role.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then we are also doing community meetings now, and we integrate. When there is a parish development model meeting by our Directorate of Gender, we make sure air pollution is included in the agenda. We speak to those people about it. The health workers in hospitals, we are encouraging them, as you speak to these people, speak to them about air pollution and how it is in their homes. Because indoor air pollution that I cannot control in people's homes is actually the worst. And I'm interested in their health. whether it is at home or in the city or on the streets. I don't want people to breathe polluted air. I may be measuring ambient air here, but I know that in people's kitchens, the kitchens are dirty. To put it in perspective, the smoke you're seeing darkening the roof in the kitchen, that is what is happening to your lungs. You're a smoker.
Wow.
You are a smoker who does not smoke. Because what made the roof dark that you think did not make your lungs dark? Did a ghost come to your kitchen? No. It is the smoke from firewood, from charcoal. That is how your lungs are. Let's take action.
This is deeper than I thought. Oh my goodness. People, we need to take action and clean our air. Clean air also needs strong policies. What policies is KCCA taking to make sure that the sources of pollution like vehicles and other waste burning, open waste burning are controlled, or what policies is KCCA putting in place?
Now that's like the most important question. I've been waiting for it.
I'm glad I have the question.
Yes. So I want to let everyone know that those who are in your neighborhood and are polluting, the wrong arm or the short arm of the rope is catching up with them soon.
Really?
The reason we are actually raising this awareness massively is because when we come for you, we don't want you to say you didn't know. It is good to first tell that the devil is here. And then when you remain there, the devil will consume you. So we have many instruments that we can use. This is a multi-sector issue. The environment, the National Environment Act alone gives us some power to act. The Public Health Act, where we are mandated to protect the public health, gives us power to act. The one that established the NEMA Act gives us power to act.
And what
the
is
KCCA Act, gives us power to bite.
Okay.
But it's not good to bite a vulnerable person. In terms of, I mean here, of vulnerability, I mean someone who doesn't know that there is pollution. So let you know that there is pollution. That you are causing it by burning waste, by cooking on the street using charcoal, by not repairing your car by stealing catalytic converter, and many other things. Then when you fail to heed advice, then I can now come in. We have those acts and laws can work on big polluters. Now for the small polluters, because collectively they cause a lot of pollution. They may be burning one charcoal, 2 pieces, 3 pieces. But when you add them up collectively in this city in the evening, they are cooking the city. The city is on fire. Those ones we are developing an air quality management ordinance. An ordinance is a bylaw made by a city at city level. And it allows us to charge simple charges, but which are very big for your level. Because remember, while 1 million may be small for you, 1 million may be very big for another person. So the penalties for ordinance tend to be small. So it's a very good balance between punishment and the carrot and stick theory. So that someone who is vending, you don't have to find them 1 million, not arrest them for 1 year. But maybe you can arrest them for 6 months. Then you release them, they come back and do their work. Maybe you can find them 40K or 50K. But this is almost the entire capital. I mean, I hope you understand the situation of the people in the city.
Yeah.
Some people, if you charge them 40K as a penalty, the business will collapse. And it's many of them. And we don't want the businesses to collapse because we are here to facilitate growth and to have an all-inclusive city, but which is vibrant and attractive. So while we are being inclusive, to make sure you all live with us, we must be vibrant and attractive. So those two have to move together. And even if you look at our mission and vision, they are in that direction. Vibrancy, attractive. We cannot do that without being inclusive so that everyone is on board. The other ones I have told you are some instruments, like the one for inspection of cars, where they're going to make it mandatory that for a vehicle to be on the road should have the license. The way you have motor third party, when you don't have, they fine you. Yeah. So we know that how you're on the road if the exhaust emissions cannot pass the minimum requirement. And those are some of the policies you are talking about. We will continue increasing these and making them more stringent as we make the public aware, so that we are balancing reward and punishment.
So first awareness, then if people don't act, then there'll be punishment. Is that
There
what
is
it
going to be punishment. That's what I'm saying. Because
So-
you can't now blame me. I have told you that please, let's maintain our cars very well. You want to own a car and you pollute air for those who have no cars. It's unfair.
Yeah. Mm.
Enjoy your right, but don't
Sure.
infringe on the rights of other people. Maintain your car, drive your car. It's okay. We'll not have any problem with you. But we're also encouraging people to walk. There are many, while I understand that you may not easily move from your home to Kampala on walking, but I know that many journeys in this city don't need a car and people are driving.
Yeah.
People drive 1 kilometer to take lunch. Why?
Like even when I'm going to the gym in the evening, people drive.
Drive exactly
for 1 minute
So why
to
don't
the
you
gym?
leave your car at your workplace, go to the gym, go walking, burning some calories and exercising, do your gym, walk back. Now at that point, pick your car and go home. You get it? I'm not saying leave your car home because I know it may be very difficult, but we're going to say it along the way because
but
we
I
want to
think it's
provide
also-
mechanisms to make sure people can come to work, mass transport like buses, like trains, and other things
Mm.
to move people safely here. But in the meantime, when we are unable to do that, because me and you know that that can disrupt a lot if we take it on massively,
Yeah.
can we behave as the people that let me not to drive for any distance where I'm not going to drive for more than 20 minutes? Where I'm not any distance, not more than a kilometer, let me walk it. So that in the city here, there's more of walking and less jam. I have come and reached, I can give an example of VMI. I park my car there. Then now if I need to go to Parliament, I walk there, I do what I want to do. I slope a bit to Africana. I go back to Parliament. Then I end back at VMI, pick my car and go home. You will have helped. You will have helped. Because collectively, when we do that, we will have stopped driving of about 4,000 or 5,000 kilometers in Kampala on that day. Because we have decided not to drive unnecessarily. And then there are these walkways. I don't know if you have seen our most recent roads. They all have walkways. And
Yeah.
as much as possible, we're trying to put permanent barriers to make sure that a car or a motorcycle won't get there.
Mm.
These also increase the cost of the road. Sometimes the public is crying. We have to cry because it is us causing this. When we put it and say, this is for walking, we again start behaving like people I don't understand. Then we again drive there.
Mm.
So now KCCA, to make sure you can't drive there, it has now to include methods that are not supposed to be part of the road. What are they doing there? Just to prevent the motorcycle or the car from going where someone on foot should be walking.
Mm.
But we're making all the efforts to promote walking, to have the non-motorized corridor,
Yeah.
even though it is still abused. Again, it is an issue of sensitization. Leave this for people to walk. Don't use it for business. For business, go to the market or go to a shop so that someone can walk here and freely. That when someone is riding a bicycle here, let them ride. Don't follow them with the motorcycle. Don't follow them with the car.
Mhm.
That when they are walking and they want to cross the road, those are the most important people, those who are crossing the road. They have done you a favor. They are not driving.
But what about the mindset that if I'm walking, I'm poor?
Now that mindset will change as we see more and more affluent people whom we know own cars are walking.
Okay.
And it is for that reason that you see us doing walks.
Okay.
Walking with people perceived to be big in society.
Mm.
And we see them walk and you see them ride bicycles so that you can see that riding has nothing to do with your socio-economic status.
True.
That walking does not mean you're poor.
Mm.
And that driving a big car and an expensive car doesn't mean even that you are rich.
Necessarily, yeah.
Because me and you know them, we know them, they are borrowing 100k, 50k, and they are driving Porsche. So if you are listening and watching me driving a big car, doesn't mean the person is rich.
Yeah.
Walking doesn't mean you're, in
Person
fact,
is
it means
poor.
you're fit.
Yes.
And
Sure.
you are doing people a favor, not to pollute the environment.
Yeah. Are there any new projects that KCCA is, or technologies that KCCA is bringing on board to make the air clean and the city greener?
Yes, the city being green, we have plans of establishing what we call an urban forest. I am sure you've traveled a lot. You must have been to places and seen cities with green things somewhere.
Yeah.
So we have it in plans to ensure that there are urban forests in this city.
Mm.
It is possible, and we ask the community to support us. We prefer to plant a tree and nurture it to make it an adult.
Mm.
A tree that remains very young does not serve purpose. when we put it and your goat eats it at night, there is no way KCCA can be everywhere guarding a tree, including at night. So let's ensure our goats, if you have them, our cows and many other, and even us people, we don't spoil these trees. We allow them an opportunity to grow into adults. They will serve purpose when they are adults. About the infrastructure development projects that you've seen around, we are working on almost all roads. At some point, there was a lot of noise that Kampala is a big construction site. But a big construction site, because we wanted to get a better place. Even to go to heaven, you first die. So sometimes to get to a very good area, you pass through bad situations. We signaled so many junctions, and we are trying to see how to control this traffic flow from the center. And that's why we constructed the traffic center. I'm sure you must have seen it. Traffic control center. You should come there and you interact with our engineers and see the work they are doing. You need to get inside and see what's happening.
Inside the traffic control center.
You go there and interview them, and I would rather they have something like this.
Okay.
They will show you will see all the cars and how they are moving on all the junctions.
All the cars
from
in
one
Kampala.
place. Yes, from one place. So we will be there and we'll be able to see that actually the cars from this side look very much as the traffic light would have waited a bit, let it turn green. And then to turn green and you go. Yet it should have remained red. So we are really employing technology to make sure we can serve the people of Kampala better. In addition to widening the roads, providing the walkways. Of course, I understand that they are not yet fully connecting. So interconnectivity when you are walking is still a problem. But we are somewhere and we are heading somewhere. In addition, of course, promoting writing. So there is security. Because someone who needs to walk, they need more right because they can easily be attacked by some wrong elements that we have around. Then we integrate this data, and as much as possible, we are using data to inform our interventions. That's why you see I'm telling you that we want the air quality champion there at local level access this live data, give them a mechanism to interpret it by giving them color codes so that values are not a problem. Even one who doesn't know how to read or write, they know that it's now red, green, or pink, or purple. And then they can now cause action. Even us at our level, we look at this and we are like, no, this is not okay. And it's always bad at this time. And we know that at this time, these are the many cars that pass on this road. So the cars here are a problem. When they are not there, it is reading green. When they are there, it is reading. So what does that mean? To mean that in that particular point, pollution is from the cars. And we are linking this with health because we know that all of us care about health and air pollution damages our health. So our messaging and how it is packaged is an appeal to sustain your health. Later the environment, of course, but your health. Because if you don't intervene, all the little money you're spending will be spent on controlling air pollution-related diseases when you are old.
True. For our viewers that are watching right now, what small but powerful action can each one of us take daily or take to contribute to cleaner air, the cleaner air quality in Kampala?
So like I had explained earlier, I implore everybody to not think that their action in terms of causing air pollution is negligible. The little action you're doing by saying, I will use my charcoal, just to know someone else is also using charcoal, and collectively we are all using charcoal. If you're burning waste, don't think you are the only one burning. Even everyone else is burning, and collectively we are burning Kampala. So I implore you to stop burning waste, start sorting it, recycle it, repurpose it, and reuse that can be reused. So that by the time you want to dispose it off, it already has no value. And when you try to dispose it off, use the waste collection methods that we have put in place. Some may require you to pay a very small fee, but others are free. Sort it, don't mix it, because you make it easy for us. Those that can decompose, that can rot, put them separate from those that cannot rot. That gives us an idea and makes it easy and cheaper for us to deal with it when we pick it from you. So avoid waste burning. avoid using firewood, avoid using charcoal. If you are able, and let's be realistic and truthful, our country, I am speaking to you. It's you who knows your situation. You know that you can afford to leave charcoal. You know that you cannot afford, but you're failing. I can't be in your household to know that you can afford. I can't know. But deep inside, you know that you can afford gas, that you can afford electricity. Please, if you can afford, may you shift to using those. That's the best gift you will have given mankind. For those who cannot afford, at least you can afford improved cooking technologies. Get a better sigiri that combusts better, that uses little charcoal. That way you burn less charcoal, you cause less pollution, but also you save money because you're not buying charcoal every now and then. There are other cooking technologies like the utensils, the pressure cookers that use charcoal, that use electricity, that will help you to save on charcoal, save on time, but also will make the cooking experience better. For those with kitchens, when you are completely unable to leave those, ensure you avoid now exposing yourself to the pollution that you've generated. You do not need to remain in the kitchen all the time, even when you are cooking beans and they are on fire.
Yeah.
Put them there. Get out where there is fresh air. But that is in scenarios where you are unable, in extreme circumstances, you are unable to have a well-ventilated kitchen. We advise you to cook from a very well-ventilated kitchen so that the pollution, the concentration of the pollutants inside is minimized. So I have talked about those who can afford, who can't afford, and those who can't afford completely should avoid exposing themselves. If you know you have a car, maintain it according to manufacturers' guidelines so that the exhaust emissions are within the limits. People manufacturing cars did not manufacture them to pollute the environment. They put mechanisms that can help us if we follow what they told us. If you are a mechanic in the garage, kindly, and people at the washing bays, stop stealing catalytic converters from cars. I know that the metals that they are made of seem to be precious, but you're selling your life, the life of your brothers, your sisters, and your parents. Because the moment you remove it, the owner of the car may not even know, and you're polluting the environment and the same air that you also breathe. Lastly, spread the message that there is pollution and that someone needs to do something about it. And recruit your children into this movement. Young children are agents of change. Tell them that this pollutes the environment, this affects your health. They will join you on your efforts. They will be your encouragement. Support your wives who are carrying your most precious gifts, your pregnancies, if you're a man, not to cook from a polluted environment, because they're going to produce children who already have side effects as a result of consuming polluted air when your wife was cooking for you, the dear husband, a very good meal.
If we fast forward 5 years from now, what kind of Kampala would you want to see, and what kind of air would you hope we can breathe in?
The kind of Kampala I want to see from the air quality management angle is a Kampala where a pedestrian is the most respected road user. I want to see a Kampala, despite the number of cars, where a pedestrian can cross the road without fear of being knocked, or being rebuked, or being abused, or being disrespected, or being attacked by thugs. I would love to see a Kampala where cars are fewer, especially the central business district, and walking is the order of the day because the distances are so short. I want to see a Kampala where the few motorcycles still left are electric, and there is no motorcycle using petrol. Even if we don't chase them out, but we say every motorcycle here, you must be electric as a starting point. Then in 10 years, we can say we don't want them anymore. But for now, can they all be electric? It is very possible because the costs are almost the same. With the interventions we are looking at and with awareness and everything, we hope that in the next 5 years, and you've asked me according like our action plan, because our current strategy runs from 2025 to 2030, and we hope to reduce the air pollution levels from the current levels by 50%. So in 2030, we want to see air pollution move to at least 3-4 times what the WHO wants us to get. So that in the next 5 years, we can get there. And we can't do this alone. We can only do this with the community. We want the community support so that we achieve this.
Where can the community engage? Where can they find all this information? How can they be part of this change?
The KCCA, first of all, for reporting purposes, reporting polluters, the big polluters, the offenders, call on our toll-free. You will be received in the call center, and I know they call for all sorts of things except air pollution. A few have called that so-and-so is burning things, so-and-so is polluting this environment. Point number 2, download the app from Google Play Store, Air Co.
Spell that for us.
Air as in AIRQO. And start seeing the air you're breathing where you are, wherever you are. And tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend that the air pollution is like this and we have a role to play. Get to the KCCA website and access, if you're unable to get the app, because that's an Android, largely for Android phones. If you're unable to get the app, get our website and access this live data. Access is paid for by us. All you need to have on your phone is data. This is not a website. This is not a website or an app where your access will cost you. No. Imagine when your access, it costs me. What a gift. And I'm ready to pay. So for you access, me, I will do the payment from my end. And then you connect. And lastly, within your community, allocate your champions. When they come, when they approach you, please receive them. Even if you are so affluent, I know some of them may not be as affluent as you are, as literate as you are, but the Holy Spirit has chosen them to speak to you about air pollution. Please receive them, give them additional insights, and let's clean the environment together.
And what is the toll-free number?
And it appears on the computer. Yeah, our toll-free number where you call. Again, you call and they charge me. It's a gift. You don't have to pay anything. You don't have to have airtime on the phone. And we receive you quickly. The toll-free number is 0800 299 000.
Okay, so read for us the number again. The toll-free number.
0800 299 000. It's even easy to memorize it.
Yeah.
0800 299 000. And you're there. And they charge us. They will charge KCCA. Just press your call. Our call center will receive you and they will route this to the appropriate officers. Take action. And you can report anything on that, from health, outbreaks, to any disturbances in the community, dead person that you don't know where he has come from. For any assistance, we will respond.
Thank you so much, Dr. Alex, for coming to the Success Theory show. It was a pleasure having you, and I hope each and everyone out there has understood the quality of air that we're breathing in Kampala, and we all need to take action. Thank you so much for taking us through all of those details, and we hope to see a better Kampala in terms of air quality in 5 years.
Collectively, we shall make it vibrant, attractive, and yet very inclusive. Thank you for hosting me.
Thank you. And that was all we had for this episode. Until next time.